What up, Taco? It's Saturday night, man. We got SmackDown last night. We got Collision tonight. Collision breaking down barriers, breaking the internet as usual. Woo! Can't wait to get into it, man. Let's get hyped. What is going on, everybody? My name is Jesse, aka your very own one and only Chi-Town Smart, man. Thank you guys so much for coming to chill with me on this hot Saturday night, man. The only thing out there right now that's about to help cool it down is the thunderstorm we got rolling in, man. What are you gonna do? You know, what are you gonna do? What we're gonna do, first off, we're gonna turn that down just a wee bit. There we go. And we're gonna come back to here and then there. We're gonna put a little background mood music on, man, because that's what I like. I like background mood music. I also want to know who I have with me here tonight, man. So let's pop out. Let's pop out. Just like K-Dot popped out. It's like K-Dot popped out on Drake the other night. What a rough summer for poor Drake, man. Poor Drake, right? Man. P.D. Shaw, what up? Juan Salazar, what's going on? What's going on? Quaz is here. Jake, the aerial assassin, has seen. Terrell, what's going on with your sinister? David Pinson, what's going on? Sherrod Jones, William Robertson, Eddie Foster, Triple M, what's up with you, man? Triple M, I still need that. I'm ready for that run on my Hunter, man. Need that Hunter class exotic. Jesus, QP, Sherrod Jones, Tay, the Savior, what's going on, man? PD Shaw is now 1 year. 1 year. Taco crew member, man. That's what's up. 1 year, man. Johnny D, Advocate, Ahmad, thank you guys for all being here, coming and chilling with your boy for the night, man. We're going to talk about some wrestling. We're going to talk about some wrestling for a bit. I'm pretty sure that you guys would like to get on with your fantastic Saturday evenings. I know I wanted to, but instead I watched Collision. The internet breaking Collision that happened tonight. PD Shaw with the 12-month membership says, hey, Jesse and all the Taco crew, great to be here with you. All to enjoy the greatness that is Chi-Town Smart. I am humbled. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. And MD with the 1999 super chat says, yo, what's up? SmackDown was fire. Yeah, it was, man. Don't forget Collision. You know it was titty time tonight, right? You know how SmackDown got Tiffy time? Well, tonight on Collision, we get titty time. And in case you're wondering, it's not from anybody on the roster that you would like to see titty time from. There's your forewarning. Thank you so much, MD, for that $19.99, man. I am going to NYC next weekend. And your boy needs that support to help me get through that trip, man, because, man, it's going to be a rough one. So thank you so much, MD. I appreciate you, PD Shaw, and everyone else who has chosen to help support the channel, man. I'm all about it. Follow me on Twitter if you have not. Here's the cool thing about me and my Twitter right about now. Follow me. Turn on my alerts. Why? Because I'm not going to blow up your phone with unnecessary tweets. I don't tweet very much. Bro. So when I do, I probably have something to say. Or at least something funny to joke about for somebody to get offended by and then want to block people over. But I digress. No, Johnny D, not booty time. It was titty time. For some reason, it was titty time. I don't get it, man. 1 week away, man, I will be in New York City. I will be there for a meet and greet. I still don't know exactly when. I think we're doing the tailgate. I think we're gonna tailgate at the UBS, I believe. But don't quote me on that. That could change. I don't know. The NYC is not my neck of the woods. That would be on my broadcast partner. So we shall see what we're going to do. No tickets for Forbidden Door. I don't have tickets for Forbidden Door. Not yet, at least. I have no idea exactly what I'm doing for Forbidden Door, man. So I don't know if we are gonna go to the show or just do the review. I'm not exactly sure what is going to happen. I don't know if we're gonna go to JD's house, do the review. I still don't know if I'm gonna go to the actual show or not. Not exactly sure, man. But I will tell you this. When I find out, I'll let you guys know. But I will be in the NYC. I will be there to say hello to my New York friends and family and fans out there, man, because I've never been to New York. Never been to the NYC, man. So I want to go and find out what I'm missing out on. I want to go and see what the big hoo-hop is all about. And I am going to go and judge the holy hell out of your pizza out there. But I'll tell you this, it'll be a fair judgment. It will be fair. All right? I'll let you guys know. I'm going to put it up against some of the best pizza I've had here. And we shall see, man. Let's get into these shows, man. Smack If Down. SmackDown last night was where was SmackDown last night? I'm trying to remember where was. Oh yeah. You know, Chicago is one of those towns where when WWE goes there, or pretty much almost any wrestling show, when they go there, you always know that they're in Chicago because they will not let you forget. Like every other segment, they got to say the town's name. They don't do that in every city. But when they come to Chicago, man, Oh my God. They have to keep, like, the people don't know where you guys are, man. They repeat it. So they were here. They were here in Chicago. Not Chicago. They were here in Rosemont, the Allstate. But if you know, you know. Still considered Chicago. And they put on a Chicago-worthy show. You know, I'll definitely give them that. Whenever WWE comes to Chicago, when Punk's on the roster, they do make it a Punk Central show. You know, as is common what they do with a lot of different talents when they go to their hometowns, you know, i.e. the way Drew McIntyre was treated when they went to, you know, Scotland, you know. They do try to make it about the biggest hometown representative that they have. And so they started the show off tonight with Punk, you know. And Punk comes out, works the crowd, you know, like only he can in Chicago. He, you know, just kind of just got close to the fans, didn't jump into the crowd this time. Smart move. You know, and he came out and he basically just kind of recapped what he did at Clash at the Castle. You know, he said that basically that Drew McIntyre has been trolling him and getting on his nerves for the last, you know, couple of months. And he wanted to make sure that he repaid the favor. So that's why he did what he did at Clash at the Castle. People told him that he was crazy and that he wouldn't leave there alive, you know. But he did what he did because he is CM Punk. He said when he promises something, it comes to fruition. Like when he promised to win the championship at Money in the Bank 2011. Very, very, very famous pay-per-view. I've watched that main event. My God, I don't know how many times. I watched that main event with him and Cena. I don't know how many times, bro. And it gave me goosebumps every time. You know, it was like the pinnacle of the relationship between Chicago and WWE, you know. Like that was it. Like it got no bigger than that. You know, that was good stuff. He said, but Drew was unable to follow through on his commitment to his hometown when he said that he was going to walk out as champion. You know? So, basically saying Drew McIntyre dropped the ball. And Punk was just basically there to let him know that he has not forgotten everything that Drew has said and done to him. He's just there to just repay the favor. What a nice guy. What a nice guy. But then we get Paul Heyman that comes out. Paul Heyman comes out and we get a little bit of a reunion of Punk and Paul. If you don't know, Punk is a Paul Heyman guy. One of the originals, man. And for a second there, we get a little bit of a reunion between the wise man that knows it all in the business. A reunion between that wise man and Paul Heyman. Nice little reunion on TV. I thought that was kind of a nice nostalgic moment. I did enjoy that. Paul Heyman says he's not here to disrespect him. He's running late and doesn't know if he realizes this, but it's hot as balls out in Chicago. And it was, man. It was hot as hell yesterday. When Punk opens the show, it's hot as balls inside as well, Paul said. Punk stood next to his children while he was inducted into the Hall of Fame, Paul said. And despite being the wise man of the tribal chief, he told the world that Punk was his best friend, and he meant it then, and he means it now. He comes here in an urgent situation and asks if he can get in the ring. Punk says he's the only man that can interrupt him and get the crowd to chant for Roman Reigns. You know, how ironic is it? Did you guys think about this at all? I bet no one did. I bet no one thought about this one. How ironic is it that for years, when we had Roman Reigns coming out there as the top of the card, the biggest guy in the company, and he would come to Chicago, and what did the people chant at Roman Reigns? He would come to Chicago, and Chicagoans wanted nothing to do with him. All they wanted to do was chant CM Punk. It's 2024. Another summer of Punk. All right. You have CM Punk in the middle of your ring. He's back live in the middle of your ring. And what do these people chant? We want Roman. Prime example of when I say people are never happy. You can't make anyone happy. You had Roman, you wanted Punk. You got Punk, you wanted Roman. The crowd always chants things like, we want tables. Talent gives them table spots. They want fire. You give them fire spots, they chant, please don't die. I don't understand people. They only want what they don't have. So Paul says he needed that, and talks about hearing on the radio that Chicago is CM Punk's town. And that really pissed off Solo Sikoa, because now that Solo is head of the table, he wants every town to be his town. So he came out here to ask for a favor and offer a favor back. Any day soon, Punk is going to be medically cleared, and anybody that steps in the ring with him is going to learn that he is the best in the world. Paul is kissing Punk's ass. And if he doesn't get out of here now, they're going to take him out themselves. Right here in Chicago is the Bloodline. They got extra security all around for the Wyatts, which I thought was a nice little touch to continuity, because after all of the carnage that we just got on Monday Night Raw, what kind of precautions are we having to make sure that doesn't happen here? So they have extra security around just in case the Wyatts show back up. Nice touch of continuity right there. So they got security out there for the Wyatts or anyone else who wants to cause trouble. Not a bunch of Tongans or Samoans who want to run roughshod. So the favor he asks is for Punk to, against his own instincts, get out of here right now. Punk asks if he's serious and that he wants him to leave because Solo and the Tongans are going to jump him in Chicago. The crowd love my city. They start a fuck you Solo chant. Sounds about right. That's how we roll, man. That's how we roll. Out comes the Bloodline, Solo, with the Gorillas of Destiny, man. Solo calls Punk out on the mic and says if he wants to be on SmackDown, his show, in his city, he's got two options. One, he can pay his respect to him and the Bloodline, or two, they'll make sure his ass never gets cleared to wrestle again. So what will it be? I'm trying to figure out why the Bloodline has this problem with Punk all of a sudden. Just, we're in Chicago, so right away, Bloodline hates Punk. You know, that's kind of out of nowhere, but whatever. Punk asked Paul what the favor was that he wanted in return. Paul says, when you go, take me with you. Punk throws his one up and says he acknowledges, and he doesn't see the Bloodline standing in front of him. He sees a bunch of fake ass Usos and a phony cosplay tribal chief. I say again, he sees a bunch of fake ass Usos and a phony cosplay tribal chief. Brilliant. Brilliant. Best on the mic. I'm just giving him shit, man. Y'all know how I feel about Punk. But that one was kind of phoned in, man. That was kind of, he could have did better than that. Solo gives the nod and the Bloodline goes to Rush. Punk takes his top layer off and goes to square up. And then out of the crowd, through the fans, carrying 2 baseball bats, comes Cody. The American Cody Dream comes running out with 2 bats right past all of the extra security that they supposedly had for the Wyatts. Not only the Wyatts and anyone else is what Paul said. Cody got through with not 1 but 2 goddamn baseball bats. Where are they hiring this security detail from? Where do they... I want to know what company rents out wrestling security. Because, man, are they really bad. They are really bad at their job. Right? Cody calls out Solo, saying he fashions himself as head of the table. Well, he's already beaten 1 head of the table. So leave the family backstage and he'll leave Kevin Owens and Randy Orton in the back and they can settle this right here tonight. There you go. That's the main event, I guess. So before this segment, they had no main event scheduled? What was the main event before this? I don't know. Kind of weird. Kind of weird. In Gorilla, we get Bianca Belair. She's getting ready with Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill, there's a video going around of Jade Cargill leaving Clash at the castle, looking pretty bummed out. I actually felt really bad for her. Like, not even kidding. I mean, I'm sure she was supposed to be looking bummed out because they lost the tag titles, but I'm quite confident that she looked bummed out because of her performance. And that bot, she knows the internet. She knows the trolls. They're not going to let that bot go. They're not going to let her live it down. And she probably feels like crap about it. So, I mean, in that regard, this is not a joke. not like laughing at it. I mean, I legit kind of feel bad for her. Because it feels like she probably worked really hard on that spot and everything else. And then at the moment where it counted, she had a mild slip and people are going to never let her hear it, hear the end of it. So, that sucks. That does suck. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? They're getting ready in Gorilla. Bianca is getting ready for her match. Jay rolls up and tells her she's going to work on getting them a rematch for their tag titles. Bianca said she's going to qualify for Money in the Bank, take care of business, and then they'll get back their tag titles. She said, you do that, bitch, but I got plans to win Money in the Bank. Then we'll talk about them tag titles. We'll circle back to that. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens are in the back. They roll up on Cody Rhodes and ask him his decision to leave them behind. They asked him about his decision to leave them behind for the match coming up later, saying, you can't trust these assholes, right? But Cody says, don't trip. I got a plan. Cody's got a plan. Tony Brown with the 11-month Taco Crew membership says, been rolling with you 11 months, young Jesse. Thank you so much, Mr. Tony Brown, man. We appreciate you. Man. Booty Meat would not be the same without Tony Brown. I feel like I got to pause for that one. Yeah, well, can't take it back now. We're live, pal. Bianca Belair versus Chelsea Green versus Mi Chim in a triple threat match and a Money in the Bank qualifying match. We're not gonna go through these matches move for move. There's no sense in doing that. We're gonna talk about the matches, how they went and what they meant, and things like that. There, if I had to, if you put a gun to my head and made me predict the winner of this match, I would not have chosen Chelsea Green. Gotta admit. And I'm usually pretty good at sniffing out underdog upsets and things like that. Usually I'm pretty good at that one. And I'll get to that a little bit later because I caught one later on in this show. But this one got past me. Didn't see this one at all, man. Chelsea Green wins. So what did she do? She had a German suplex from the EST, backbreaker, rack, KOD connects, but Chelsea threw her out and rolled up for the win. Didn't see that one coming. Man. Backstage, Blair Davenport rolls up on Bayley and asks her to tell her friends she's really looking forward to her qualifying match. She's really looking forward to winning the briefcase and cashing in on her. Okay. I'm glad you're looking forward to those things. Solo Sikoa's pissed off at Paul Heyman. Of course. He asked if Paul knows where he is. He says no. Solo tells him to tell the Tongas to make sure that KO and Randy are, and he keeps moving his mouth but stops making sounds. Heyman agrees, and Solo tells him when he comes back, they're going to have a talk. And when we come back, man, we're going to have a little chit-chat. But right now, you go find KO and Randy. He was asking where they were. We get Grayson Waller interview backstage. He dedicates his win tonight to Austin Theory. Okay. Gotcha. The door opens vertically and we see Drew McIntyre standing over a battered and bleeding CM Punk. Drew picks him up like a sack of garbage and walks his way down to the stage, dropping him in a very loose kind of Samoan drop and giving us a better view of his fist covered in Punk's blood. He takes a knee and pulls a bracelet off of CM Punk's wrist before standing. General Manager Nick Aldis runs down and shoves him. Drew shoves back, and Jason Jordan and Sean Davari and all the referees and shit, they're all checking on Punk. The medics put Punk in a neck brace and on a board, and they take him to the goddamn ambulance. Stretcher job for Punk. I thought this was very good, actually. I thought this whole segment was done very well. The only thing I don't think I agreed with it was the part where last week they have Drew quit. I thought having Drew quit just to come back a week later and do this was kind of odd. Since we all know he just signed. So, but showing up in Chicago and beating the crap out of Punk without beating the crap out of Punk, I think was done very well. So we get Carmelo Hayes versus Randy Orton versus Tama Tonga in the Money in the Bank qualifying match. You know, I said a few minutes ago that I could sniff out an upset, and this one I kind of sniffed out because Carmelo Hayes does end up winning this match with a schoolboy pin. I peeped this one because Carmelo Hayes got a jobber entrance. I kind of knew right away he's going to end up winning. Only because I know Chelsea got one too, but Carmelo Hayes is someone that they are very, very, very high on. And I know they got plans for him in the future. So having him come out to a jobber entrance and then losing a Money in the Bank qualifying match just did not seem like something they were going to do to Carmelo Hayes. So when he was already standing out there and got the already in the ring introduction, I kind of knew right away that Carmelo Hayes was going to win that match. And sure enough, he absolutely did. Carmelo Hayes is a gem, man. He is a very, very good talent in the ring, on the mic. His charisma is there. He has it all. Carmelo Hayes has a very bright future in this business. If you can't see that, man, you got to open your eyes up, bruh. You got to open up your eyes. And he pinned Randy Orton. Bro, you can probably count on one or two hands how many people Randy Orton does the business for. Randy Orton let Carmelo Hayes pin him for the win. That's huge. That is huge. Because it would have taken absolutely nothing for Orton to say, doesn't work for me, brother. Tama Tonga's taking that L. Orton let him have it. That is a big W for Carmelo. Huge. I called Carmelo winning, but I'll admit, I didn't think he'd be pinning Randy Orton. That wouldn't surprise me. LA Knight makes his entrance, gets a mic. He says, yeah, 400 times. Calls out Logan Paul. Logan Paul's not there. Turns out Logan Paul is there. Blindsided Knight. Segment's over. I like what Logan Paul is doing. Scratch that. I love everything Logan Paul is doing. LA Knight is great at what he does. But this feud is getting a little stale. It's getting a little boring. And maybe it's just to me. I like both these guys, but I don't know. This feud is starting to feel like it could use a little bit more. LA Knight flew all the way to Puerto Rico to go to Logan Paul's house, right? He goes to his house in Puerto Rico. He gets past all of Paul's security, and he goes and just lounges in his pool. Does LA Knight. He goes and he lounges in Logan Paul's pool. Logan Paul comes home from his Lego tournament. His assistants tell him that LA Knight is in his pool. Logan Paul's like, what the fuck? So he goes to go check it out and see what was going on. Sees that it's LA Knight and basically tells him to get out of his house. So LA Knight got up out of the pool and then left. That's it. Now, when I started talking about this, when I said that LA Knight flew all the way to Logan Paul's house, it kind of sounds like something went down, right? It sounded like some top shit was about to go down. Nothing went down. He went to his house, laid in his pool, was told to get out, so he got out and left. He flew all the way to Puerto Rico for that. Fast forward to last night, LA Knight gets into the ring, calls out Logan Paul. Logan Paul doesn't come out. Then turns out he comes out, attacked him from behind, and that's it. This is what I mean about this feud is kind of going nowhere. There is a story here. I'm not trying to say or confuse you with there's no story. There's a story here, but it doesn't feel like it's progressing. It's just not going anywhere. They don't like each other. We get it. You know, what else are you telling me about these two? That was kind of a flat segment, you know, to go along with the trip that he made to Logan's house, which also fell flat to me. We get Andrade El Idolo versus Grayson Waller versus Kevin Owens, and yet another Money in the Bank qualifying match. This one was a good match. First off, it felt a little bit less predictable, but at the same time it did, because since Randy Orton didn't win, I kind of already penciled Kevin Owens to not win. And if you're leaving me Andrade and Grayson Waller, I don't know, I guess I'm going to end up picking Andrade to win. But I kind of figured if Orton didn't win, then Kevin Owens wasn't going to win. So, that's what happens here. Andrade El Idolo wins by pinfall with the message qualifying for Money in the Bank. They show Cody Rhodes backstage, pacing around, mad. Probably needed to hear some, wow! Maybe that would have cheered him up. I don't know. Mia Yim is backstage. Tiffany Stratton rolls up to talk to her. Mia hauls off and slaps her when Nia Jax rolls up and shoves her into one of the suitcases out there. So I guess we get Tiffy time and Nia Jax on the same page. Okay. I feel like that gives Tiffany Stratton something to do that does not involve going for a women's title right now. I think that's a good idea. If they're going to pair her with Nia Jax, they can put them as a tag team. I could see that tag team making it. Tiffany with her charisma and Nia Jax with just her brute force. I think that tag team can function in the women's division. Let's see. We have Paul Heyman meets with Solo in Gorilla. Paul says he did Solo's bidding, but he's breaking commandments that he and Roman Reigns agreed on before his leave. Punk is hands off because he's important to Heyman, and Cody Rhodes is to be held for Roman to take care of when he gets back. Solo says he hates to tell him because he loves him, but Roman isn't coming back. The fuck is that supposed to mean? He apologizes and pats Paul on the head, on the cheek, before making his way to the ring. Roman ain't coming back. Boy, did Solo just really double down as a heel. What? What do you mean Roman ain't coming back, bruh? You better bring back the tribal chief, homie. We get Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa. You know, when they booked this match, my first thought were they kind of booked themselves into a fucking corner here, because Solo's the head of the table. Cody is the world champion. If you have Cody beat Solo in a SmackDown match, you kind of just did it, the head of that crew, right then and there. So what we get is a complete clusterfuck, because we get Kevin Owens out there, we get the Bloodline out there, we get all kinds of mofos out there. You know who else we get out there? Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu has finally made his debut in WWE, and he has aligned himself with Solo and the Tongas. That is interesting. That is interesting because here I am thinking that he was going to come and debut with Roman and be Roman and Jacob and the Usos. But now we got Solo, the Tongans, and we got Jacob. What we going to do? We got Roman and the Usos. That's 3. What about the honorary Us? What about the honorary Us? Could we be looking at the Bloodline Civil War with Roman and the Usos and Sami Zayn versus Solo, God, and Jacob? That sounds interesting. That sounds interesting, bruh. Not gonna lie. Fatu makes his presence felt. Beat the crap out of everybody, man. Jacob Fatu is a killer. Absolute killer. And I can't wait to see what they do with them, man. They need this new bloodline to be a little bit more vicious. And they need more credibility. Okay? No one is really taking Solo serious as the new tribal chief. And not too many people know enough about God and Jacob Fatu. So they need a credibility spike right away. Some big wins. They need to take over. They need to be seen as an absolute threat to Roman when he gets back. So I think that's going to be WWE's job from now to when Roman gets back, to make Solo's bloodline more vicious, a little bit more credible. Because right now, I don't think anyone is really buying into the fact that Solo is the head of the table. You got to make us believe, bruh. You got to make us believe. That is the SmackDown portion of the show. If you are just joining, thank you for being here. We still going to get into Collision tonight. All right, let me see who else is here now. Let's see who else is here now. Angel, what's going on with you? Johnny D, what is up? What is up? What is up? Guys, if you want to help support and say what up, get a super chat in. That would be nice. Hit that thumbs up button. That would be nice. If you are watching this post live, leave a comment in the comment section. As a matter of fact, everyone here, if you're listening to me right now, everyone here, when this is over and we're done going live, leave a comment in the comment section. Want to know why? Because it helps the algorithm, bro. And right now, I'm in a battle with the YouTube algorithm, bro. I appreciate you guys so much. AEW Collision tonight, breaking the internet with a banger of a show. Let's get into that show. We are in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Woo-hoo, hoo-hoo. Woo-hoo, hoo-hoo. What do we have? We have, first up, we get Samoa Joe and Hook and Shibata versus the Premier Athletes. Quaz, wake up. Wake up, man. Quit playing. Quit playing, bro. Collision. Collision was on. Don't you even know? Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't blame you. Nah, I don't blame you, man. We get Samoa Joe, Hook, and Shibata versus the Premier Athletes. First off, Joe and Hook, that is something that I am thoroughly enjoying right about now. I am thoroughly enjoying the work that Joe is doing with Hook. I feel like Joe is doing Christian Cage to Nick Wayne levels of greatness for Hook, man. This is so good. This is so good. This is a fantastic pairing. I like Joe being the Uncle Joe or the Mentor Joe to Hook, just teaching him all his tricks to being an asshole. That's what I want, man. I want someone teaching me how to be a complete asshole. That's what I want, man. Kind of like what Christian Cage is doing for Nick Wayne. What are you gonna say? Nigel calls Joe and Hook a pair of gangsters from a Tarantino movie. That sounds pretty accurate. That sounds pretty accurate. There was a nice little spot early on where Nice was hitting some chops to Shibata, and then he went to the top. And then when Nice went to the top, he went to go jump off the top onto Shibata, and Shibata just kind of just turned and walked away, the no-sell walk away like Joe always does. And Joe was like, "Yeah, that's how you do it. Bravo, just turn and walk away from that bullshit." That was a good one. So let's see. Obviously Joe and Hook and Shibata win. Nothing of importance here, man. I think it was the red rum, something like that. Somebody tapped out in like 0.2 seconds. No big deal. So let's see. They went back to the back. The Bang Bang Gang was there with Juice Robinson, saying AEW apparently isn't going to recognize that he was anointed as one of the trio's champions. The Guns are upset. House of Black are getting a title shot too. Juice says it's all good though, because Jay White is off training his ass off, and he'll come back with 10 abs this time. Pac better hope he doesn't see him in the Owen Hart tournament. So there you go. And then here we go, man. Here we go. The big money spot of the night, guys. Chris Jericho and Big Bill versus Private Party. Hi, guys. Hi. Hi, guys. And Quaz wanted to go to sleep. Bruh, how dare you? How dare you? You would miss... Hi, guys. Jesus Christ. Juice is the best thing in that group. Juice is definitely an X factor, man. I didn't realize how much they needed Juice until they didn't have Juice. You know. So, Jericho and Big Bill versus Private Party. Jericho and Bill won via pinfall. Who cared? Who cared? If you cared about this match, let me know in the chat. Who cared and why? Did anybody care? Did anybody care? I didn't think so. I didn't think so. After the match, the heels started beating up on Private Party, and Joe and Hook and Shibata all hit the ring to run them off. The bounty hunter ended up left in the ring alone, and he got a beat down. So Joe grabbed the mic and said that every idea that comes to Jericho's tree absolutely sucks. In fact, it seems they've come from very different schools of thought. Joe thinks the best ideas survive the crucible. The best ideas survive the crucible of combat. So he proposes a 6-man between his crew at Forbidden Door. So we're going to get the learning tree versus Joe's learning tree in a battle of mentors on a pole match or some shit. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker, in action. All right, the Rainmaker. Cool. Kazuchika Okada in action tonight versus Ultimo Dragon. I'm sorry, Ultimo Guerrero. Who's that Ultimo Dragon? What? I didn't say Ultimo Dragon. That's what you guys said. Well, you might not believe this one, but Okada did not lose to the Ultimo Guerrero. Believe it or not. Simple match. Rainmaker took his damn head off. It's over. Oh my God, man. Okada took his mask off, you know, because that's what heels do to masked luchadors. They take off their masks. You know. There you go. Lexi Nair talking to Top Flight. Who wants to hear what Top Flight has to say, bruh? Let's find out. She congratulates Dante Martin for qualifying for the ladder match. He says the last time he was in a ladder match, he broke his leg. Facts. So let's get back in the ladder match. It took a lot of hard work for him to get back to this day. He had to relearn how to do everything, how to walk, how to talk. Bro, would you wake up? You have a job. Please. Top Flight is on our screens at this point. Oh, man. This is so rough, bro. This is so rough. All right. He says the last time he broke his leg, blah, blah, blah. He had to relearn everything. Now he's going back into that environment, and everyone is saying it's crazy, but he realizes it's going to take a little bit of crazy for him to become the new TNT champion. That's his logic. That's his logic. Before Top Flight can walk off, Leo Rush pulls up to say that he wants to talk about last week. They congratulate him on winning on Rampage. He asks Darius if he's cool. He tells Dante he had his back and that he's a man of his word, and that shows. But he's in the ladder match too, and if he wants to be TNT, if he wants the TNT championship for himself, they have a stare down, and they agree that they'll see each other in the match to see who the better man is. Man, so glad that I skipped all my Saturday night plans for this show. Loved it. Loved it. We get the Iron Savages and Jacked Jameson. Jacked Jameson. Woo! He made some bad jokes about the entire group and then said they'd be taking them to Titty City. Then they pulled out one of the Savage's tits. Did y'all hear me? I said that Jacked Jameson said that they was going to take them to Titty City. This really happened, guys. Flex Zone. What up? What up? What up, man? There's no I in my name. There we go. There we go. Titty City, bruh. True story. True story. Oh my God, man. The Patriarchy versus the Iron Savages. The Patriarchy won. The best part of this match to me was Mama Wayne coming out. Mama Wayne coming out was the best thing for me in this whole match. That was a part of Titty City. But not the Iron Savages, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Patriarchy wins. The Iron Savages and Jacked Jameson lose. Man, what the hell is going on, man? I am not entirely sure. Toni Storm and Mariah May versus Layla Hirsch and Lady Frost. At this point, can I get ones in the chat for anyone who watched this show and is already just done with this bullshit? Just done with it. Because this is what I'm seeing. They'll give us somebody that we care about. They'll give us someone that we care about, then put them in the ring with someone that we don't give a shit about. It's Patriarchy versus Iron Savages. And Jack Jameson. Don't forget Jack Jameson. Kazuchika Okada versus Ultimo Guerrero. Samoa Joe. Hook, Shibata versus the Premier Athletes. And now we got Toni Storm and Mariah May versus Layla Hirsch and Lady Frost. The whole show was people that we actually might give a shit about versus someone that we absolutely do not give a single shit about. Why am I going to sit here and go over a match between Toni Storm, Mariah May versus Layla Hirsch and Lady Frost? Why? Who do you guys think won? Did we get Mina Shirakawa? The answer is no. Did we get Mina Shirakawa on the show? Nope. Nope. Toni Storm, Mariah May wins. Who cares? Nobody cares. Tony Brown. Tony Brown with the $4.99 super chat says AEW is the legit sweaty ass crack of pro wrestling. What? Tony Brown, the real question is, whose sweaty ass crack are we talking about, though? Because if we're talking Jamie Hayter's sweaty ass crack, we're talking about Sky Blue's sweaty ass crack. Mina Shirakawa's. I mean, okay. So I digress. Serena Deeb backstage talk about how she was unbreakable heading to Double or Nothing, but since then she's had 3 of the toughest losses of her career. She knows how things go. Sometimes you're on, sometimes you're off, sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. But if her career has shown anything, it's perseverance. So she'll be in Buffalo for Collision next week, and she's begging anyone to step in her ring with her. Open challenge, sounds like to me. She's going to remind everyone who she is, the professor. I get it. Now, back to the theme of someone that we care about versus someone that we don't care about. Next match, House of Black. Okay. House of Black match. Cool. I'm with it. House of Black is facing LSG and MSG. Maybe you guys missed it. I said LSG and MSG. House of Black wins by pinfall. What the fuck, dude? We get Hichiro. We get Hichiro versus Matt Menard. Hichiro wins via submission. What do you mean, who, Mike? Duh. I just said. Hichiro. Maybe they came with LSG and MSG. I got some MSG in my spice cabinet. I use it quite often. Bro, if you don't wake your ass up. So, we finally there was a pre-taped Jeff Jarrett promo about the Owen Hart tournament. And by the way, if you remember me saying anything about they could do a nice promo package with Jeff Jarrett about the Owen Hart tournament, and we get it tonight, you're welcome. The promo package was actually really nice. It really was. Main event, we get Will Ospreay versus Brian Cage. So this is the main event of Collision. This main event is more like an opening match on Dynamite. But on this show, it's a main event. It's also a predictable ending to the main event. But nonetheless, it's a main event. In case anyone was confused about this, Will Ospreay did not lose to Brian Cage on Saturday Night Collision. Will Ospreay won. So the match was actually okay. The match was fine. I want to give Brian Cage a little bit of props here because he is, he's coming along. Brian Cage is coming along. He's doing a lot better. He's looking better. He's sounding better than he used to when he first started here. That was my take from this match. Other than that, it was an Ospreay match. So any Ospreay match is a good match. It's just a matter of how good it is. That's all. It's never bad. It's a matter of how good it is. Ospreay wins. Hidden Blade. That is the end of the show. If you missed this show entirely, you missed nothing. You missed nothing. Nothing at all. So don't even bother going back to watch it. Absolutely nothing of importance happened, guys. That is today's Saturday Night Super Show. Thank you for joining me here tonight, man. I wish I could control the quality of these shows. I cannot. I would love to come here on Saturday nights and sit and watch an enjoyable wrestling show. That does not get to happen. So let's go out and do what we want to do tonight. Enjoy our Saturday nights, man. Have some fun. Go watch some TV. Get some sleep or go out and have a drink or two. Whatever you do, do it safely. My name is Jesse, a.k.a. your very own, one and only Chi-Town Spark. I will see you guys next time. Peace.
End of the pen be worse than this, and against men. I'm feeling this saw the light of the earth and I've been fucked up since then. This fusion, clenching, that might get that bitch contusions. It's two of Chicago's fucking gruesome. Introducing to you the flux.
Big dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? All over the world, it's the same old thing. Psychodrama, fluctuating.
My continuous output, my flow of ideas for years been thrilling in me. Please don't stop this feeling in me before the villain get to killing in me. See, I'm into mayhem. When I play here, the streets are havoc, and then I'm ready to leave your grave in. Lucifer got nothing to do with this shit. To the days of dirt, you're getting fucked up within. And I put that on the house, bitch. To the days of the dirt, you gon' cancel that down shit. Silly motherfucker.
And you can inhale the danger. Consider this us spilling out pills of anger. Fuck around, swell a vein up and make you rebel on a stranger. Can't contain the things I'm thinking. Sometimes I be feel like I'm sinking in the motherfucking words of the rap. Floating in the ink pen, breathing and blinking as I lead you to the brink and push you off in the deep end of the issue. Out of the realm of reaching, you ain't gonna know what the fuck to hit you cause you sleeping. Chicago up in your motherfucking shit. Here to show you how worse of it fucking get. Don't play by books. I'm really up in it, burning the rules. Fuck that instruction shit.